Right out of the gate, I got to tell you, that's the bougiest midday show we've ever had. They left behind a cheese plate. Like, what's going on? Tierney, Tiki, they got a cheese plate.
Is that brie?
They got some French cheeses, some imported mortadella. They got some brie. Take a bite, Evan. There you go. Actually, that was there from last night. I have no idea whose that is, Evan. Now just tease, that's a bougie midday show, boy. Well, what an interesting day to come in today. Obviously, you had the Rangers beating the Devils last night. Jumped out early and held on, no problem at all. So congrats to you, Ranger fans.
Congrats.
New York Knicks threw a dud last night. Don't care one bit. All good.
That was funny.
We got the W we needed and wanted. We'll have to walk through why Tom Thibodeau decided to risk Julius Randle's playoff future by keeping him in a 20-plus point blowout under 3 minutes to go. It's mind-bogglingly stupid.
That's what happens when you call Jared Allen soft. He takes you down. Apologize.
From behind like a cheap shot artist. And if Draymond Green gets suspended for what he did, Jared Allen should be kicked out of the league.
Stop it.
For that embarrassing from behind tackling
Jared is one of the
Julius Randle.
classiest basketball players in the world. Mike Breen even said it last night.
Yeah,
there
he
was
sure did
no
say
intent.
it.
Stop it.
No intent.
No intent. Yeah, the intent was to make a
You're
basketball
up by
play.
25 points. It's a breakaway dunk, and you tackle Julius Randle?
Jared Allen learned at a young age.
Is that right?
You play until the game is over.
Was Jared Allen upset that people said he was a marshmallow in game one?
Yes.
And he wanted to disprove that?
You're damn right.
I think that's exactly what happened, actually. But I'm all good. Listen, there's a bad game for the Knicks. Outside of the 12-4 jump, from that point on, it was a wrap, and they got, frankly, a little taste of their own medicine last night from Cleveland. I ain't crying about it. My only issue is, Tom Thibodeau did the same damn thing, much different scenario, with Derrick Rose years ago.
You know why this is
Derrick
unfair?
Rose tore his ACL,
No.
and that was a wrap. Why risk it?
What you're saying is unfair.
Factually correct,
No,
though.
it's factually correct, but here's
Yeah.
why it's unfair.
Go ahead.
Who else was on the court when Julius Randle took that hit?
Go ahead.
Jared Allen was on the court.
Yes.
Jalen Brunson was on the court. Donovan Mitchell, I think, checked out about 20 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, let's not act, because now we're not being fair to Thibodeau, to act like this is so unusual for stars to be out there. They were all out there, Craig.
Why do I care what Cleveland does?
No, I just mentioned the Knicks. Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
he was out there.
By the way, he shouldn't have been out there either.
Here's why I mentioned Cleveland. Here's why.
Go ahead.
Because I don't know if you're doing this, and if you aren't, you could deny it.
Go ahead.
It seems like you're bringing up Thibodeau's past and saying, like, he's the only guy who does this.
No, he's not.
And I'm giving you an example that last night when this play occurred, Jared Allen was on the court.
Here's my issue with it. My issue is that he does have a history, which backfired on him with Derrick Rose. I know it's years ago, but if those of you that don't know the story, same kind of scenario, meaningless.
12-point game with less than a minute to go.
Right, and Derrick Rose tears his ACL, and that's a wrap, right? So you got to figure he has some level of sensitivity to having lived through it before. Julius Randle's playing his second game back from an injury.
And Julius said he wanted to be out there.
And here's the thing on it. I respect Julius Randle for wanting to be out there. I get that part of it, and I have total respect for a star player wanting to be on the court, 2 minutes and change to go, down 20. I love it, matter of fact. But there's got to be an adult in the room that says, while I respect you wanting to be here, I'm taking you out. That's what he should have done.
So here's my question to you. Tom Thibodeau was asked, hey, why was Julius out there? And he said he requested. I was actually going to take him out earlier. How do you explain Jalen Brunson then? Jalen was on the court, too.
All right, so let me say this. He should have been on the bench also.
Okay.
Put Obi on the court, put Grimes on the court.
So,
do what you got to do.
Just out of curiosity.
But the two most important players on my franchise
I get it.
should not be on the floor.
Okay, well, Donovan Mitchell was out there. Jared Allen was out there.
Cleveland can't.
But my point is, this is common. Let's not talk about this as if something Tom Thibodeau did last night never happens and I can't believe it. Like, that's just not real. That's all I'm saying. Jalen was out there, too. Donovan was out there. Jared Allen was out there. They were all out there. And for Randle, I understand why he wanted to be out there because he hasn't played a lot in the last 2 weeks. So,
I don't want him out there. I don't want Jalen Brunson out there.
You guys are looking for things to bitch about. I'll make it easy for you.
I take my beating. I go home fine.
Everybody sucked. Emmanuel Quickly still doesn't know the playoffs started. Josh Hart was compromised. Jalen Brunson was awful. Julius Randle had more turnovers than anything in the second quarter.
Yep.
But y'all want to pick on RJ. Fine. He stinks too. The whole team stunk.
By the way, that's a separate issue. I agree. I said it out of the gate. That was a dud, other than the very quick early start where they got out to that 12-4 lead. It was embarrassing basketball. That second quarter, it was like they weren't playing professional basketball. The amount of turnovers and just sloppy ball in a playoff game was embarrassing. I can eat the loss. I'm fine.
Right.
We lost. We got outplayed in every facet of the game. And to Cleveland's credit, they answered the bell, having been called soft in game one.
They answered.
They took it to us physically.
100%.
And there's a bunch of times in the game, if you want to really get into it, maybe 4 or 5 that I can remember top of my head, where we had a break and Mobley's the only guy back and we're not driving to the goal. We're pulling up for jump shots. And I'm like, that's not Knick basketball the way you're successful. Why are we pulling up?
I'll tell you one thing to keep an eye on. Josh Hart looked injured. And it's great that he played, and that is awesome. You want to see guys battle through it. Who is Josh Hart in Game 3 and Game 4? Is he the guy who hit the game-winning shot and has been a spark for this team, or is he going to be a guy that was compromised?
And I know you don't lay down at halftime because every team's got to run it. So I respect the fact that down 20 at halftime, we were like, we're going to try to win this game in the second half. So guys are going to play. Josh Hart shouldn't have played almost 30 minutes. I respect him for wanting to. But listen, I eat the loss. As Knicks fans, we got to eat the loss. Regroup today and tomorrow. And the Garden's going to be rocking, as you know, on Friday. And let's get out to a start and play the kind of basketball that helped us win, more than 40 games, helped us win game 1 of the playoffs, and take care of business because 1-1, throw it out. Let's go.
I hate your
Time
shirt.
to defend the home court.
I hate that shirt.
I'm wearing the brand new Knick shirt, the City Connect shirt for the playoffs, courtesy of my friends at Fanatics. Got all 5 boroughs represented. Got the nice little fiery orange logo going on.
All in, all one. I don't know why it bothers me. I just hate it.
All in, all one.
I don't like it.
One city connected.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Hi. Wow. So that's the Knicks from last night. And then as I'm driving in today, heard a little story.
I knew this was coming.
Heard a little story today.
All right, go ahead.
Heard a little story today. And I'm not one to gloat. Heard a little story today on the way in, Ev.
What was the story, Craig?
There's a story out there from, I guess, reputable sources that Trey Lance is available. Somebody wants Trey Lance. Oh, no, that's interesting to me. A couple days ago, we find out, straight out of the mouth of Brock Purdy, that because of that elbow issue, there is a chance, I don't know what percentage, but he acknowledged that the surgery was serious. The recovery is going very slowly. He may not play football this entire year. Okay. Well, that means Trey Lance being the starting quarterback of San Francisco is uber important, right? Apparently not, because the reports are that the Niners are entertaining offers for Trey Lance and wants everybody to know Trey Lance is available for trade. Now, why would San Francisco do that if Purdy can't play this year and Sam Darnold's an afterthought signing of a couple weeks ago, unless they thought that they had a chance to bring in a guy named Aaron Rodgers? Oopsie doopsie. A month ago, somebody came on the radio and TV and said, I'm not telling you it's going to happen. The Jets are still the leaders in the clubhouse, but do not sleep on San Francisco as a potential destination for Aaron Rodgers. And all of a sudden, little pieces of the puzzle, boop,
There is no
start dropping
piece.
into place.
There is no piece of the puzzle that fits this at all. You know what this is called? Like my child is trying to color in and they're trying to connect the dots.
Yeah.
You've gone to another piece of paper to try to connect the dots.
I'm all by myself on an island on that paper,
and I respect that. Now, you got Tiki on board because I heard Tiki today say, oh, my God, the Niners are getting Rodgers. You have misinterpreted everything that's going on.
Oh, is that right?
So Ian Rappaport, who I agree is a very reputable reporter, said that The Niners have received inquiries from teams interested in trading for Trey Lance.
And let me guess, San Francisco said, we're not trading Trey Lance.
No,
they didn't say that, did they?
No. They've been receiving the phone calls. They've been fielding the calls. They've not been making the phone calls. And that teams are doing it.
Doesn't matter if you receive the call or make the call.
I know. But does it matter? Sort of.
If you have the conversation, it doesn't matter.
You may be open to making a trade as opposed to being aggressive in making a trade. I think they are a little bit different.
Semantics.
But in Ian's reporting, he mentions that no deal is imminent, and the Niners are making sure that Brock Purdy's rehab goes smoothly. So their plan has not changed.
Is that right?
Their starting quarterback will not be Aaron Rodgers. So I respect, and I'm going to give you a clap, I respect the attempt. I do. I appreciate it. I understand fully why you would take this as something it's completely not.
It's just another piece. It's a big puzzle.
Not.
I'm not saying it's the only piece.
Go ahead.
It is a piece of a multi-piece puzzle.
No, it's not.
The next piece that you may see happening, I would not be surprised if San Francisco starts restructuring a couple of contracts of guys they have.
Correct. Okay, so there's 5 different things that would have to happen for this to occur.
Not really.
And yes, you want me to go through them? I'll explain it to you.
There's one thing that has to happen.
No, that's not
you
true.
You pick up the phone.
Not true. Here are the things.
Go ahead.
Number 1.
Yeah.
The New York Jets have to not budge on their offer between now and Thursday. And here's why.
Go ahead.
The Jets have a clear advantage in terms of what they can give up until Thursday night.
And I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
The Jets have more to offer,
100%.
And the Jets are in the driver's seat. I've never wavered on that.
So the Jets very well may, and maybe they could move a little bit and say, all right, let's just get this deal done. We don't want to deal with this. Very possible.
And let me stop you there. If the New York Jets decide that they don't want to go down the road of maybe losing him, and they offer Green Bay whatever it is that they're asking for, they get Aaron Rodgers, it's done.
Okay, so we agree on that.
Yes.
So the Jets still have all the power now until the draft. That's number 1. Number 2, the Green Bay Packers 2 years ago refused to even engage with the Niners about Aaron Rodgers. Was that because they didn't want to trade Aaron Rodgers? Or, Craig, was it because they refused to send him inside their own conference? Which one was it? Maybe a little both.
In the past?
A little both.
In the past? No. In the past, Aaron Rodgers wanted to go to San Francisco.
The Packers refused.
Yes, they refused. That's
I'm not
right.
there yet. We'll get there.
All right.
The Packers refused to even engage the Niners in conversation.
That's correct.
They wanted to keep him, but they also didn't want him inside this conference.
Well, they felt that with Aaron Rodgers, they had a chance to win.
Fine.
And because of that, why give San Francisco a chance to win?
Okay, but don't you still think, and this is number 2, because there's a lot of things here, have the Packers changed their mind on keeping him in the NFC? Because that's still a thing?
Yes, they have.
Why? Because they don't think they can compete with Jordan Love?
Apparently
BS.
not.
Look at the conference. BS. Okay. Oh, you're so scared of Kirk Cousins? Ooh. Yep. You're so scared of the Chicago Bears? Ooh. You're so scared of Daniel Jones? Look around the NFC. You're telling me the Packers can't say to themselves, if Jordan Love is as good as we think, why not us? So NFC is problem number 2. Yeah. Now let's get to the big one.
Not a problem, by the way, but
it's
go
a
ahead.
huge problem.
It used to be a problem. It's not a problem
anymore. Let's get to your third problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I know we're going to fight about this. I'm sorry.
I don't want to fight, Evan. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Aaron Rodgers is a man of his word.
Is that right?
And when he
is he proving that? When he got vaccinated? Is that when he was a man of his word?
When he said he intends to play.
Yes.
He said he'd intend to play for the Jets, not the Niners. He doesn't want to go there.
Okay.
And the Niners would have to get him to agree to a brand new deal.
Already done.
All of those things have to happen for this thing to fall apart. Okay. And guess what? None of it's going to happen. He's going to be a Jet. Calm down.
Well, Evan, at this point, I do hope you're right. Because if the Jets don't get Aaron Rodgers, it is a wasted season, another season down the drain. And then you're talking about most likely a whole new regime coming in here to run the New York Jets. So, listen, I'm just telling you as it happens. I didn't start the rumor today about Trey Lance. Somebody else did.
Yeah, but there was no connection to Rodgers.
You have to connect it.
Not necessarily.
How do you not connect
because they want Trey Lance to be their guy. And just because Trey said in an interview, and he did.
If you want Trey Lance to be your guy, you don't entertain trades for Trey Lance.
Brock Purdy, I apologize. I misspoke. They want Brock Purdy to be their guy. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, Brock Purdy did say to Yahoo.
His words, not mine.
I'm day to day. I'm taking it one day at a time.
He said, I'm not sure if I can play this year.
He did say that. I think that's more of a guy who is rehabbing and doesn't know.
By the way, I'll give you that. That's fine.
The Niners haven't said they don't think he's playing this year.
No, he said it himself. No one else said it.
Exactly. And I think we have to take that for what it's worth. Like, I don't think that means he's not playing this year. And I don't think the Niners would trade Trey Lance to then have Brock Purdy sit for a year while Aaron Rodgers quarterbacks. They
wouldn't?
No, because I think they want Brock Purdy to be their guy.
By the way, you trade Trey Lance, Aaron Rodgers starts, Sam Darnold backs him up, and Brock Purdy learns from him.
Not if Brock Purdy's playing this season.
That's a wrap.
Not if Brock Purdy's playing this season.
And by the way, who would you rather be your starting quarterback for this year? Aaron Rodgers or Brock Purdy?
My answer?
Yeah, don't say Brock Purdy.
No, my answer is Aaron Rodgers, but I don't get the sense that's what the Niners are going to do.
Well, we don't know. We're not in San Francisco. But ask me and I'll tell you. I'm just saying, today is an interesting day because now all of a sudden there are people who are very reluctantly saying, what if Craigie's right? What if I was right?
The end of us if you're right. I'm going to have to sit with that forever if you're right.
Let me tell you something. Oh. As much as it would pain me as a Jet fan for this thing to blow up, there is a part of me, being the only guy in America that suggested that San Francisco was interested in Aaron and had talked to Green Bay about Aaron Rodgers. And that story went viral. Aaron Rodgers is aware of it. San Fran's aware of it. Green Bay's aware of it, obviously. The Jets clearly know about it.
Right.
And everybody said, he's not an insider. What does he know? Nobody ever refuted it.
But Craig, nothing that's happened today, I love you, pal, backs up anything you said.
Today's a major chip.
They don't. Their future quarterback is Brock Purdy. That's become obvious over the last few months.
Their future quarterback still is Brock Purdy. Aaron Rodgers is a 1 or 2 year job. Brock Purdy's fine.
They got
him under contract for 5 years.
If Brock Purdy's healthy, he's the quarterback this year. He didn't
Not if Aaron Rodgers is available.
He didn't lose a game last year.
I agree with you 100%. But if you're San Francisco and I could take a run at it with that talent and Aaron is my quarterback, all I'm saying is this. There's like 8 more pieces of the puzzle, which is a lot for this thing to go south for the Jets.
Yeah.
And at any point, I want to be very clear, at any point, the New York Jets want to end this and lock up Aaron Rodgers. All they got to do is pick up the phone call and say to Green Bay, we have a deal.
And let's remember,
they've not done that
the
yet.
latest reporting on what the holdup was had nothing to do with this year's draft. Wasn't the holdup the Jets wanting assurances in case Aaron Rodgers retires?
Well, there are 2 holdups.
What's the other holdup?
I'll tell you just straight up.
I want to know. It's important.
The New York Jets offer that's currently on the table,
right,
from what I was told even as late as this morning, is not close to what Green Bay wants. And Green Bay, of course, is asking for 13. They know they're not getting it.
Their general manager openly said we don't need the pick.
And what do you think happened after that?
They got yelled at?
Yes. Yes. The CEO called him and said, What are you stupid?
That was stupid, by the way.
Are you dumb?
Yeah, that was dumb.
We may not demand the 13th, but guess what? Now we are.
Right, but Craig, anything they're demanding that includes this year's draft.
Yes.
That's the thing that they have to realize goes away in a week and a few days.
Which makes it easier to accept San Francisco's offer.
And this is why I'll give you this. I haven't given you much so far, but I'm going to give you this.
Yes.
And I know you want it, so I'm going to give it to you.
I'll take it if you're giving it out.
If Aaron Rodgers isn't a Jet by next Friday, I will start to get very nervous.
Well, when you wake up Saturday morning, if he's not a Jet or Friday night, because Friday is the 2nd and 3rd round.
Yes.
If a deal is not done by end of business on Friday,
very nervous,
or end of the draft on Friday,
yes,
Aaron Rodgers will not be a Jet.
I wouldn't go that far yet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not going he won't be a Jet, but I will go into, because right now I'm calm. All right. Yeah. My concerns are, can the Islanders even it up tonight? Will the Nets actually show up? Yeah. Can my Cleveland Cavaliers continue to punish you overly excited Knicks fans? Can the Devils show up? Can the Mets win a series?
Play again tonight?
Who?
Rangers, Devils?
No, the Islanders play tonight.
Oh, sorry.
I got a lot of concerns. I'm still super confident about Rodgers and the Jets. It's back burner stuff because I'm that confident. But I will tell you this. A week from Friday, the Nets will be long gone.
That's right.
The Knicks will be trailing in the series.
Maybe.
And I will start to be very concerned.
Well, the good news
Aaron
is
Rodgers.
this. You don't have to worry this week because it's not happening this week, even if it does happen.
Right.
Next week's when you can put a clock up and you can start a clock.
And I'll give you that because I do think that any advantage, because I know you get this a lot, so I'm going to help you out here. Anyone who says, shut up, Craig, the Niners, they have no picks, blah, 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 blah. Once this draft is over, now we're looking at next year's draft.
And guess who has picks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, things are on a more even playing field. So I admit, because I've always tried to be rational during this whole discussion. You may think I'm being an emotional fan. You're wrong. I'm being rational. Okay. That's why I've been calm. But after the NFL draft, that calmness is out the window.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to get through Wednesday. If it doesn't happen then, all Thursday and Friday going to be interesting days. Listen, I'm a Jet fan. I want them to get Aaron Rodgers.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You want the panic.
Because here's the deal. I know I'm not wrong. What I said is accurate and factual. That's that. Now, whether or not the Jets decide to panic a little bit and come off their high horse of we're not giving you what you're asking for, I mean, that certainly could happen. If I was the Jets, I would play this to the bitter end, and then right before somebody's got to make a pick, not even on Thursday, more on Friday, because the Jets have those essentially back-to-back second-round picks, the extra one
hold
from
on,
Elijah
real quick,
Moore.
based on what you just said. So that means they don't have to give a first-round pick.
They do not.
Okay.
But I can tell you this. They have to give both seconds. If they don't give up 13, and they don't want to, and I don't think they're going to, then the request from Green Bay is both second-rounders.
It's very tricky.
And a pick next year.
It's very tricky because I want to be a tough guy as a negotiator. But sometimes when push comes to shove, you just kind of give in. In fact, it happened to me earlier today.
Is that right?
I was negotiating a fantasy trade for Kodai Senga, and my counterpart said, I want you to tell your son tonight you didn't trade for Kodai Senga because you wouldn't give up a 12th-round pick in a fantasy draft. And he got me. And I said, you know what? F you. Done deal. And I clicked OK. So which kind of proves maybe on Thursday night I'd give in and just give the Packers
what it proves is that you're afraid of your 6-year-old. That's what that proves. That you don't want Jets saying, Dad, what the F? You didn't go get Kodai Senga.
And I did. Father of the Year, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. All right. Well, listen, I'm so glad you acquired the ghost thingamajig. What's it called again? The
Ghost fork ball.
Yeah. By the way, coming up in a little bit, the New York Yankees. I can't believe I mean, I don't even know what to say. The New York Yankees last night embarrassed themselves. All right. I hate to say it. I love the Yankees. I'm good friends with all the Yankees. They embarrassed themselves last night. And I'm not even talking about losing to the Angels. I'm not.
That happens.
It happens. It's baseball. You're not going to win every game. I'm not even talking about the home run from Ohtani in the first.
And by the way, speaking of which,
we're going to play it coming up.
We need to reward the audience.
We're going to play it. We're going to let you hear the home. Matter of fact, you have it ready? Here's the sound of the Ohtani home run as done by Japanese radio. Go.
今度は外に構えます。センターで大きな当たりだ。センター下がる。下がって。正面入った。なんとクレーバーからツーランホームラン。
That is Japanese for out of here, just in case you wonder where we got that from. That is a legitimate play-by-play call. Not of the actual home run last night, but his first Major League Baseball home run.
If he signs with the Yankees, we know that John loves to kind of talk in different languages like he does with Volpe.
Yes.
I wonder if he'd use it.
Well, I got to tell you, Susan. Deep, long fly ball to right. Suka Deke. Play one more time.
Now I think I want him to sign with the Yankees.
Just for that, right?
Yeah.
Just for that.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll tell you how the Yankees embarrassed themselves last night. And lots more cooking throughout the afternoon.